Yo, what's going on? This is the video I've been waiting to do for so long, you know what I'm saying? You know, cause all these youngins, they on demon time. You know, and demon time is just going out there and just going berserk. You understand? And the parents, specifically in the black community, are like, yo, what is going on? These guys are going crazy. Well, let me say this before I, go any further. I be so busy nowadays, man, to the point where I really don't have too much time to sit down and do these videos. So from now on, when I'm out and about, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing chores and different things like that. I'm just going to put the camera on and record. Now, whether you want to see, Charlotte, or you want me to turn it around and, you look at me, you let me know. I would think that you would rather just look at what's going on in Charlotte rather than just looking at me the whole time. But other than that, let's get back on topic. So, the parents are going crazy in the black community because, all these people on demon time, all the youngins on demon time. Just a couple of days ago, this black lady that lives in the Bronx, she was walking to a liquor store. Now, don't get it twisted. I think that what happened to her was totally disrespectful, and they should definitely be put under the jail, right? But at the end of the day, if you walk in a liquor store and it's a bunch of dudes in front of the liquor store or inside, getting goddamn well, you shouldn't, that's trouble. You know that they're gonna harass you. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but they're gonna harass you in somewhat type of way. And now I understand why women are the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? So if I go up to a woman and say, hey, how you doing? And she don't want to give me the time of day, it's not so much that she doesn't like me. It's just that she gets harassed throughout the course of the day. So let's get back to the point. Anyway, she walks inside the liquor store. The dude offers her to buy, liquor, whatever. She politely says no thank you, and then the dude starts biting her face off and they are beating her up and all. This is crazy. That's demon time. That's demon time. And you ask, yourself, where do they get this from? It's the culture. Hip hop is used against us. It's used as a tool to destroy us as a people. You understand? So the reality of it is what you have to do is if you want to put the blame on someone, right? Don't put it on the youngins. They don't know any better, right? I mean, let's face it. We weren't there, I'm in my children's life, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we weren't there as men to raise them, to teach them better. You know what I'm saying? We left that responsibility all in the hands of the single mother. And the single mother, let me tell you something. I ran away from home when I was 16 years old. I left the house twice, three times. My mom couldn't stop me. I used to skip school and she knew it. She knew it. I would walk to the bus stop, wait until my mom drove off, to go to work, and then I would walk back home and chill, right? She knew it because the next door neighbors were telling her what I was doing, right? So you can't control a young black man. That man is gonna wild out, and that's what I did, and that's what a lot of children, young people are doing nowadays. You understand? So the only two entities that you can blame is the record labels for putting that music out, because they know the power of music and what it does specifically in the African American community, and then the second is the parents. And I know some of you all, if I physically could see the reaction of, your whole body, you probably put your hand over your chest like, why I never? Yes, it is your fault. You want to know why? I'm gonna be real. We're gonna be real, right? You want to know why? When it comes to your little girl's sexuality, you want to know why she's promiscuous and she's a whore? You want to know why? Okay. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause you was playing, would you fuck me for free? Girl, would you fuck me for free one time? Or could you put it in my mouth? Put it in my mouth. You were playing those type of songs. You wonder why your daughters are all promiscuous and materialistic and all the rest of that stuff, because that's all you played was the BS. Little Kim, Foxy Brown. You understand? You wondering why your youngin is wilding out. and being disrespectful, selling drugs and all the rest of that stuff. Biggie came out with the 10 crack commandments. He was telling you, if you're gonna sell drugs, sell it like this. Obey these 10 crack commandments and you'll be good. You wondering why they on demon time. Biggie said, I'll duct tape your daughter. Ghostface said, I'ma have somebody rape your daughter. And you wondering why they on demon time? And you playing that shit? You think that these kids are not listening to that? And they don't comprehend it? You got the nerve to talk about Young Thug, right? He wore a dress, he this, that, no, blah, 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 blah. But if he said, you look so good, I suck on your daddy's dick, you would be like, oh, he gay, he this and that, so forth. But Biggie said it, my nigga. Biggie said it. It was okay for him, right? It was okay for him to say that. But it's not okay for Young Thug to wear a dress. Come on, man. Come on, listen to that. Let me tell you something. This is what I've learned. And this is what I try not to do before I dealing with my children, right? This is what I learned. We're young, and it's okay. See, I got daughters, right? We're young. It's okay to go around and fucking screw everybody else. Fucking screw a man's daughter or daughters, right? It's okay for us to have did that at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old and talk shit. Oh yeah, you know, I busted on her face and this and that and so forth. But then when you start having daughters, now that's different, right? Now that's different, right? No, what has happened is the way that we parented our children has come full circle to bite us in the ass. Period. They're not learning this from just, you know, watching some movies. Who's watching a movie of a dude biting a broad's face off? They don't even make horror flicks like that anymore. So where they getting this madness from? They're getting it. I say blame it on the record labels, record companies, because they're putting it out. They're putting it out. Right? And then for the rappers that say that they're on demon time and they get killed, the record labels has put a life insurance on them. They make money off of them. And then they make money off the records. Let's re-release the album. You understand? And then I also blame it on the parents for bad parenting. My children don't know who the hell Nicki Minaj is. Nicki what? And some people may sit back and say, well, they know more than you think they know. Oh, we nipped that in the bud. So now I know what y'all gonna say. This child abuse. No, we nipped that in the bud. We took away the tablet. We took away the cell phone. We took away all of any type of anything where they can get on the internet. And we went and got a regular computer and put it right dead in the middle of the living room. So if you want to get on the internet, we can see you. Cause Pretty Ricky, he was like, he got this big, computer screen. He was like, yo man, I'm not using it or whatever have you. If I need to use it, I'll let you know or whatever. So he basically gave it to me. So we got this big computer screen where we can see it. We can see what they're doing. We can monitor what they're doing. Because my children weren't saints. I didn't even know. I didn't even know my daughter had an Instagram page, a YouTube channel. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. My son up all night playing Little Snake, Big Snake. I'm like, what the? You got a PS4. What are you talking about? You understand? So this is the thing. I took all of that away. So now I know what they're doing at all times. And this is the problem with parents. What you do, I know how you get down. Come on. We parents. You want to get your groove on and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You want to drink your Alizé, you want to smoke your reefers and all the rest of that shit, right? So you say, hey, you know what? Hey, you go up in that room. I'm going to give you your PS4, your Xbox, all that. I'm going to give you all that you need. Your cell phones, all that shit. I don't care what you do. Basically, when you close that door and you allow them to be on the internet without your supervision, you're telling them you don't give a fuck what they do. So they go buck wild. They go buck wild. They're not gonna put, when they open up an Instagram page, they're not gonna put their real names up there, because that's obvious. You know what I'm saying? You could easily just say for example, your daughter's name Chelsea Parker. Well, if I type in Chelsea Parker, I'm gonna get that. But she's not gonna say, that's not gonna be her name. Her name is gonna be Chelsea the Purple Picker. You ain't gonna know. But that's the problem. You blaming it on the children, but you're not blaming it on yourself. Come on, man. The 90s was the golden era. But at the end of the day, we had some foul, I'ma violate your mom, your father, your daughter, your son. We had some foul ass fucking music. Foul. Nori made a song called Grimy. Grimy, I'm getting grimy. Come on, man. Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice, laid back. You bust into your son's room and he drinking Hennessy or whatever have you, and you try gin and juice, and you trying to understand and comprehend where he get it from. You were playing that shit while he was 5 and 6, and he was singing it. He was singing the chorus. Didn't know what it was until he got older, and then he was like, well, shit, let me try it out. You know how I learned, who I learned, how I learned how to roll a blunt? You want to know? KRS-One and Redman. That's how I know how to, you know what I'm saying? I knew, they told me how to roll the blunt. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop it with this madness. Stop taking the blame off of you and putting it on your children. And you introduce them to that shit. Some of y'all be smoking weed. I know, I used to chief. I used to chief up. Right in front of the chick that I was screwing, in front of their kids. In front of her kids. I asked her first, I said, yo, listen, you know what I'm saying? Your children, she's like, I don't care. It was like 5 or 6 of us in one room. Stop it. Stop blaming the children. And you were right there in front of their face. Matter of fact, let me tell you something. I pulled on some weed when I was 9 years old. You know who gave it to me? My sister's father. 9 years old, high as hell. Now, if he come back and my mother say something like, and my mother didn't know, but if my mom were to say, well, you know, he likes to smoke weed and this and that and so forth, hey, listen, I got high at 9. It felt good. And then when I could legally get high, then I would get high. I mean, come on, man, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You don't introduce your children to certain things, guess what? And you monitor them and you give them things to do, productive things to do, then they won't be on demon time. They'll be on angel time. But if you introduce them to a world, you know what's so funny? I'm gonna cut my own self off and I'm gonna go a different way. You know what's so funny? Most of us were children trying to raise children when we had children. Now, for me, I had my children when I was older, so, you know, it's different, you know what I mean? But for the most part, most of us had children while we were children. Or not so much while we were children, but we still had that childish type of mentality. We were young. And that's the problem. I've literally seen, you know how much stuff I've seen? So this is the reason why I say, I don't want to hear that shit of you putting that shit, the blame on the youngins. I remember one day, it's this boy that I wanted to, like, you know what I'm saying, hit up, whatever have you, right? In the projects. Went over to Broad, I used to go over to Broad House because I used to sell bootleg movies to her, whatever have you. So she was like, one day her cousin was over there. So, you know, we were all talking or whatever. So it was her cousin, it was the chick that I wanted to get with because she had a big butt, and her son, and it was me, right? So we out there talking, so the little baby is crying. The baby's like 2 years old. The baby's crying. So She's like, man, let me go get him something, right? So while she went to go get him something, the cousin was like, my cousin's trying to figure out what she want to do with you or whatever have you. I'm like, what? Let me tell you something. You must not know what I got in between my legs and in my head. Straight up. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with her. Period. Cause she ain't mentally there. So the only thing that she can do is physically offer me something. That's a different story. So at the end of the day, she comes out and it's a bottle, but it's brown shit in it. I'm like, what the hell is that? She was like, yo, he like beer. He like drinking beer. You giving a child God damn it. You giving that child beer at 2 years old? At 2 years old? And let me tell you something. Listen. If any white people are sitting here listening to this and they're like, that's why black people are alcoholics. Let me tell you something. You all give your children damn wine at 8, 9 years old. So you ain't no good either. You're not no good either. Let me tell you something. When I go to Harris Teeter, the premium grocery store in the white area or in the good areas, quote unquote, let me tell you something. There's about 6 lanes full of wine and beer. 6 lanes dedicated to wine and beer. I can take you to a grocery store in Ballantyne off of Providence Road. The Harris Teeter off of Providence Road, Ballantyne, and South Park, and all 3 of them got bars in there. No, let me take it back. And South End, 4 Harris Teeters got bars in there where you can sit down and drink. And that's supposed to be the good side of town where lovely white people are at. So stop it with the madness when you hear a black chick gives a black boy some beer at 2 years old, because y'all are giving your children wine at 4, 5, 6, 9 years old. That's part of your coaching, you know it. So stop it with the madness. Stop it with the madness, yo. Stop blaming the children. Children are children. They don't know any better until you tell them, until you show them better. Period. And I'm not making excuses for that dude that did what he did in the Bronx, biting that woman's face. Because technically that wasn't a child. I mean, he looked like he was in his 20s or whatever. But I'm pretty sure he came from a single parent household. You talking about you want to stop demon time? Start being a parent. It's apparent that you're not being a parent in your child's life. Start marching and protesting in front of these record labels that's putting out this demon time music. You want to blame everybody except for yourself. And guess what? I know, because that's what I like doing. I like putting the blame on everybody else when I'm doing some fucked up shit, except for myself. I'm not looking at the man in the mirror. Constantly trying to put the blame on everybody else except for yourself. You just don't want to admit that you fucked up. You don't want to admit it to your son and your daughters. That's the reason why they don't respect you. Because they know you fucked up and you know you fucked up. But you're not man or woman enough to admit it, that you let them down as a parent. And if you did admit it, if you did apologize, guess what? Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll do better. All they waiting for is for somebody to have some compassion. All they're waiting is for somebody to be apologetic. These kids, excuse me, are shooting and killing each other. That's their emotional way of stating that I am not getting the proper attention that I want and need. I spanked my little daughter on her arms. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? Because the white man got these rules. If you put a belt to them, it's a lash. Of course, they're like a laceration or something like that, a scar, something like that on their leg. That's child abuse. But you weren't stating that when you were whipping our asses during slavery. That wasn't adult abuse. But that's another story. But I spank, you know, my children with my open hand, right? Because she's sitting there banging on her, kicking the door and all the rest of that stuff, acting out. Nah, I'm not giving her the proper attention that I need to give her. That plain and simple. Sometimes she is bad, I ain't gonna lie. But other times she's just, that's her way of expressing herself, telling me, hey man, could you just hug me? Could you play with me? Could you do something? Hey man, I think that's what these children are doing. Except, I'd rather for you to kick my door, like temper tantrum kick my door, instead of kicking my door in. But where they getting kicking the door? Waving the 4-4? All I heard is Papa don't hit me no more. Come on, man. Check yourself. For all you 90s people that like the 90s, so I'm gonna say it just like that. Check yourself. Check yourself. Other than that, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video. I definitely want you to comment. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Let's go.